Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here today and another episode of my F1 2019 career mode. Today we are here for the Mexican Grand Prix, round number 18 of the season and the fourth from last race on the calendar. If you guys missed the last episode at Japan, then go watch the video guys by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of your screen before we jump into any spoilers here today. But this weekend we are here at Mexico. You can see on the screen we do have a chance of rain in qualifying. Having said that, it isn't going to affect us because we will not be taking part in qualifying this weekend. Reason being is because we're going to have to take an engine penalty. First and foremost though, you can see on screen we have got the last upgrade on the car that is available, and in terms of performance upgrades we have now maxed out the Ferrari and this is the best it's going to get. So what you're seeing right now is a fully maxed out Red Bull and Ferrari. Racing Point I believe have one more upgrade left before they fully max out. They're going to overtake both of us probably, but the Ferrari now, all we have left is just reliability upgrades, and we'll put those on going into next season. So we're kind of saving up points at the minute to make a big investment and try and buy all the durability upgrades for season number 6. But either way guys, in terms of that aside, we have now got a maxed out Ferrari, which is something we worked really hard for, but we've managed to get it all the way through the season and we now got to this point, and practice went well. We hit all of our practice program targets and has good confidence going into the rest of the weekend that we had a good car underneath us and we can have a good weekend. In terms of the engine penalty, you can see here right now we're currently exchanging the components, and this is going to be probably the last one. We should be able to get to the end of the season on these components, and also we're going to strap on a fresh gearbox as well for the sake of it. And yeah, this is going to be what we're going to try and see out the season with, and hopefully we should be able to make it with no major dramas as we now jump into qualifying here. And rain was expected in this session, so pretty much all of the first runs were going to be the only runs that we're going to get in this session. Me, on the other hand, I was just going into this session just to make sure that we hit the track, therefore confirming the grid penalty and the components. You can see the 50 place grid penalty, which is going to mean that we are going to have to take that penalty in the race on Sunday. So I just pretty much went out for an installation lap just to get everything up to speed, make sure the car's working well, and yeah, everything was pretty much done and dusted and we're ready to tackle the race, in which we are going to start from the back of the grid of course with that grid penalty. But yeah, you can see here literally it took one lap and the rain was starting to come down already, so it would have been a tricky session nonetheless. Either way, we're not going to take part, so we're going to pull into the pit box and we're going to call it there for qualifying, and we're now going to move into the race for the Mexican Grand Prix.
Formula One may have been absent from Mexico for 23 years, but after 2015's triumphant return, it was as if we'd never been away. In Mexico, a Grand Prix is more than just a race. It's a celebration of speed and of bravery. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in the stadium today. They'll be drowning out the cars with their noise as they make their way through on lap 1. At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6 mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Martinez. That was a great podium in the last race, so can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Kvyat, Gasly, Sergio Perez, and Giovinazzi, Albon, Hamilton, Vettel, and Carlos Sainz, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Lando Norris, and Bottas, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Charles Leclerc, and Kimi Raikkonen. Martinez, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, so here we are then on the grid for the Mexican Grand Prix, starting from 19th. On the clean side of the grid, surprisingly, we're not last. For some reason, Grosjean starting in 20th, even though I have more penalties than him, which doesn't make any sense. Either way, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to take it, and hopefully we can have a good race. The target for me is to get a top 5 finish. I think that's going to be the best we can achieve being realistic here. In terms of the race strategy, we are going to start the mediums and then go to the soft tyre. One-stop strategy around here today, and 1.5 laps extra fuel. No rain expected. I am expecting the AI to go for 2, maybe even 3 stops around here, so that might give us an advantage. Either way, it's going to be a long 36 laps, and we've got a lot of overtaking to do, so let's jump into it, and let's see if we can try and have a good race here today at Mexico. Right, here we go. The lights are coming on here at Mexico as we get ready for the start of the race. And it's lights out and away we go. Trying to get the power down there. We do manage to get an okay second phase. Got a little bit of wheel spin towards the end of the first part at the start, but we're away nonetheless. Currently tucked into Grosjean slipstream. We've got cars all over the place, so let's just be a little bit cautious here. Turn 1 side by side with Grosjean. We're going to see if we can try and recover that position. We've got the Williams there in front of us, also on medium tyres, as we are going to get back ahead of Grosjean. A little bit of an oversteer on the exit, but we do make the move and retake P19. We're going to go down the inside of Charles Leclerc in the Williams, also on medium tyres. That'd be a good move for us to make. And then I'm going to use that to go around the outside of Raikkonen, who gives me a squeeze off the track. Doesn't really give me the space to try and make that move happen, so we had to back off, but we do get the move on Leclerc, so we're up to P18. So 2 positions gained after losing 1 off the start. Now can we get past a few more here? Let's just try and stay nice and close to Raikkonen through this S section. There we go. Let's see if Kimi goes for a move possibly on the McLaren. I thought about it, but we had to back out. Meanwhile, we've got side by side there with Magnussen and the Renault. We are going to go for a move into the hairpin on Raikkonen. And there we go. We just get it. We put the squeeze on so that he doesn't go side by side with us through there. And that is what you want. Perfectly timed. Bottas is up next in the first of the McLarens. As we've gone to lap 2, we're up to P17 already, so good progress on the medium. Could have done better, but there wasn't much room to really work with. So let's continue on our way. Let's see if we can try and make a few more places. Oh, nice run through there. We're going to get right on the gearbox of Bottas, but we're not quite close enough for a move just yet. We'll just stay within range. We'll maybe get a chance if we can get a clean exit out the final corner. We can maybe try and pass the McLaren driver on the pit straight. DRS will be enabled on this next lap, so we'll get to use that as well. Getting so close to Bottas through here. Oh, that was not a good exit. It was going quite well. It was going quite well, but the second phase of that exit did not go according to plan. We missed out massively. Raikkonen looking for a move on the inside. He's going to have to wait for that one because we're going to outbrake him. But we've got Magnussen here and the other Williams on mediums as well, so he's struggling for pace. So we need to get past both of these guys. As you can see in front of the minimap, their guys are pulling away already. Let's try this again. Easy does it through there. There we go. Come on, let's try and get a move on Bottas. He's saving energy. His lights are flashing. Into the baseball stadium on the switchback. Had a look around the outside, but no chance, not on these tyres. We're so much quicker than him in the low speed section. Let's see if we can just get a nice clean exit out of this corner this time. There we go, that's much better. That's right on the money. It should be an easy overtake on the McLaren driver who doesn't have DRS. There we go, job done. Kimi's looking for a move behind us. He's going to try and follow us through, so we're not done yet, but we should be okay, I think, into turn 1. Yes, we are. I wonder if we can get the 2 for 1 and get Magnussen as well. I think we're a bit too far back to get him on this one, so we'll try, but I don't think it's going to happen. Magnussen goes defensive into there, but I was never going to go for the move. Just means he's going to be on the back foot going through here, but again, he's on medium, so he's on a much more reasonable tyre for us to hopefully get past. Although having said that, he's had a fantastic exit out the final corner there. We do set a personal best, 15.5, and now we're going to breeze past the Williams. Here we go, nice easy move. We're going to stay on the racing line, and there we go, job done. Up to P15. My wheel's actually vibrating from the bumps in the road. That's how crazy this track is and how fast the cars are getting, that the bumps are really having an effect. Personal best again, 15.1, good pace. As we begin to pull away from the cars behind and close in on the ones in front. Only 6 laps gone so far. Still a long way to go. I've got no rear grip at the minute. I am struggling to get the traction down. We have got DRS though on Nico Hulkenberg. These 3 cars in front, both Renaults and Ricciardo in the Toro Rosso. They're currently scrapping away. They might even go 3 wide here actually. Or the Renaults are going to follow each other through. Either way, we're starting to gain a little bit, so hopefully we can make a move soon. Here we are, nice and close to Hulkenberg through the S's. We're going to get right on his gearbox on the exit. We're going to just move over to the inside. Can't go too late on the brakes, because otherwise we're going to hit the Toro Rosso, but we put the squeeze on Nico on the exit and we get past, so up to 14th now. Then Ricciardo up next. I think he is going to have DRS on the Renault. I believe Lance Stroll in front, so it's not going to be the easiest move you'll ever see, but we could still try it. Maybe not on this straight, but the next one could happen. Well, Toro Rosso is the worst car on the grid, I believe, so he should be quite vulnerable, but it seems like we are struggling to get anywhere near on the straight. I wonder if we could get a double overtake possibly on this lap. That would have really helped me out in terms of making progress. Easy does it through here, but now into the final corner, if I could just get a good exit for a change, which I have been struggling with, that's not too bad, but you can see how much we lose on acceleration. Even to the Toro Rosso, we lose quite a bit. Here we go, we're going to get the double toe. I wonder what's going to happen here. Will Ricciardo go for a move on the Renault into turn 1? I think he might. The Renault locks up, got to be careful. We're just going to set up a bit of a switchback out of here if we can. Doesn't quite work though, we're not really close enough. We haven't got enough straight, I don't think, to make a move happen. Not with Ricciardo having DRS. Yeah, we're going to have to sit back for a little bit. Maybe I can try and get him in the S's. Let's try that again. A little bit oversteer there, but we are going to get right underneath Ricciardo's gearbox on the exit. We're going to edge towards the inside. Ricciardo giving me hardly any room, but we do make the move. Unfortunately now I'm not really close enough to Stroll to make a move. Hopefully I'll still collect DRS, preferably, just to not leave myself too exposed. We're not close enough. We've got cars in the pit lane. Meanwhile, let's see how many are in there. So currently into the top 10. We don't have DRS, which is not good. I've got right to 8th place now. Let's try and hunt down Lance Stroll. Even without DRS, we should be okay for now. Just the one more car in the pit lane, I believe. Nobody else. Oh, there's two actually. There's a Red Bull leaving the pit exit. Probably Max Verstappen if I had to guess. At the minute, I don't know what it is, but I've got a little bit of lag in this video. I can't quite understand why, but I'm not pulling 60 frames at all, which is quite weird for me. So if it comes across in the video, I do apologise, but something's not quite right. Kvyat in the pit lane. So my teammate goes for his first stop. Let's see if Stroll stays out or pits in. Stroll does stay out. A few others pit in as well. We match our personal best there. Good lap from us. As we jump up to P4, about to be P3 now as we get past Lance Stroll here, nice and easy. There we go, job done. Very easy overtake, up to 3rd place. And it is Verstappen in front on medium tyres, so let's see if we can try and run close to his pace. That would give us a good indication as to where we are in this race. And finally, Sebastian Vettel pits. Personal best, 14.5 from us, that's a very good lap, of course with DRS assistance, but still good pace. Right then, Stroll stays out as well. Fair play, but currently we're going quite well. 14 laps down. This is looking good so far. I'm starting to struggle with my tyres now as we hit half race distance. Rear tyres are starting to fade. I can feel it. Around here, the rears suffer so much. Pace is starting to drop off now. We're scheduled to pit on the next lap. I'm going to try and drag it out 1 or 2 more. Maybe to lap 24 if I can. Just because I don't trust myself to go as long as I can on soft tyres. I want to try and get to at least lap 23 without a doubt. Okay, so Kvyat and Perez pit on the last lap, so they're trying to undercut. I'm going to stay out for 1 more. I'm going to box this lap now, lap 23. Here we go then. Turning the engine down as we go into the baseball stadium, try and save a little bit of fuel and ERS before we box. Verstappen, I'm expecting to pit again. If he doesn't, then fair play. Kvyat is going to the end of the race on those hard tyres, so he's going to be the target, I think, especially now that we're going to be on fresh softs to try and hunt him down. But there we go, good entry. There's Stroll going for the baseball, and there is Perez all by himself. Gasly actually dropped off a little bit, so not sure what happened there. 2.1 second stop, good stop from the boys. There goes George Russell, and actually it's Hamilton behind us, and he's in the hard tyres, as is Russell, so all these guys are going to the finish. So we're not in a net P2 or P3 like I thought I was. There's Sebastian Vettel behind us, also on hard tyres. He's going to the end. He's about to be overtaken by Pierre Gasly. So we have managed to stay in front, which is crucial. We're now on fresh soft tyres, so let's try and use these to pull away and catch up to a few of the cars in front and try and get onto that podium at least. I want to try and see if we can get to the rostrum. Good timing on the pit stop. 1 more lap would have been too late. Instead, we're now still in front of Gasly. He is on the medium tyres, which is good. As we set a couple of purple sectors. Let's see if we can try and set the fast lap and pick up the extra point. I'm going to push this lap. and give it everything. We're going to be passing Lewis here very shortly. I've got a lot more pace, and of course it's normal with these tyres. I've got a lot more grip going through the S's. It may ruin my fastest lap attempt, but we are going to get through. There we go, right on his gearbox. We're going to go to the left hand side. Can we go the long way around? It's close, but we do squeeze around the outside and make it work. Hamilton back around the outside. He's trying to get back through, but we block it off. And there we go, we're through up to P4. We have thrown away our fastest lap attempt, but we'll try again next time round. So let's crank it up. Personal best, but let's go for another one. Let's see if we can make it count this time. Here we go then, 1.3 up. Found a load of time in the final sector. And it's a purple lap, 13.0. 4.3 behind Russell. The gap is bigger than I thought. But if I could get in front of Russell, I'd be happy. I'd take a third place. Oh, Verstappen's taking my lap away. 12.6, so there goes the extra point. That will go back to Red Bull because I can't match that lap. My only target now, the only thing I can do is beat Russell. 1.3 quicker on that lap, let's keep it going. I need to get past as soon as possible because every single lap, the margin that I have on these tyres of being on a faster rubber is fading, so we need to get this move done. Here we are then, behind Russell. Let's see if we can stay close through the section and try and get a nice clean exit. Out the final corner preferably. Use the faster rubber to get the exit, there we go. I think we're close enough. Russell has pulled away a little bit in the first phase, but this is enough for us to get the move done. Here we go again on the Red Bull. Easy does it. We're going to stay on the racing line to the outside. And there we go, sweep across and take the apex. And that is a textbook move around the outside. Job done, and we get DRS for the second time. Let's try and drop him now on this lap and try and pull away if we can. But currently P3, I'll take this. This is a good result for us. Carlos Sainz out of the race. First retirement in the McLaren. Oh, Sebastian Vettel's out as well. Another retirement. Sebastian Vettel in the Alfa Romeo. Again, seemingly no safety car or VSC from these, which is good for me because I'm struggling on my tyres now. And if Russell gets DRS, he's probably going to pass me. So it's important to keep the gap that we have. 3 laps to go in this race. Gap is 2.3. Here we go then, Max Verstappen wins the Mexican Grand Prix. As we make our way into the baseball stadium, I'm struggling to pull some frames here. I've been lagging quite a bit, but the confetti goes up in the baseball stadium. Kvyat is going to get P2, and we're going to come home from 19th on the grid for a third place finish, and we'll take that. Yet again, a double podium for us, and a strong points all get in there. Good race.
Brilliant job, mate. That's a fantastic podium. Super driving, really strong pace. Very happy.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race. Would you say the championship is already won at this point? So talk us through what happened between you and your rival today. Great. Well, that's everything.
Right, so looking at the final race results then, Max Verstappen wins here today and dominates the Mexican Grand Prix and also picks up the fastest lap. Danny Kvyat P2 and we come home in third place, making it a 2-3 finish for Ferrari. George Russell P4 in the second Red Bull ahead of Sergio Perez, the home hero, and then Pierre Gasly P6. Then we've got Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Lance Stroll and Nico Hulkenberg rounding out the top 10 here today, with Giovinazzi missing out on the points along with Albon, Leclerc, Raikkonen and Magnussen, Ricciardo, Grosjean and Bottas, with Sebastian Vettel and Carlos Sainz the only two retirements of the Grand Prix here today. In terms of the standings though, after that race, Kvyat fourth and we move up to fifth place, overtaking Sebastian Vettel with that retirement. So we're slowly creeping up and Perez is the next car that we need to try and overtake. I am now 11 points behind Kvyat, so I need to try and find a way to overturn and beat my teammate by a few points in the next couple of races, but 3 races remain. And in terms of the constructors, Red Bull have now locked off both championships with Verstappen winning the drivers and Red Bull winning the constructors, but we are now almost 30 points. Actually, no, we're 33 points clear of Alpha in second place, so that's pretty much done now. So very happy with that one, to see that we've turned that all around and we're now second place in the constructors, but the drivers, there's still work to do and we need to try and catch up as much as we can. But guys, that is going to be it for this video here today. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like and subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. Finally guys, turn on notifications to not miss any future content from me, and I'll see you guys in my next video and the next episode of Crew Mode very soon for the USA Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.